What's going on, everybody? My name is Teagues, aka the guy whose family photo looks like this. Today we are showcasing the top 5 weapons you're gonna need to get from Season of Arrivals before it ends in November. Some of us don't have time nor want to put the effort into getting things like, the Solstice armor or the MMXX title, for example. So this is a list of things that you're definitely gonna want going forward into future updates and expansions. As always, I appreciate all the love on the videos. If you like this one, smack that like button like it owes you money.
Where's my money? You gonna give me my money? Where's my money, man?
Sub if you want to see future stuff I have coming soon to a sub box near you. Now that intro TED Talk is over, let's get to number 5. Cold Denial. Cold Denial is a legendary kinetic 340 RPM pulse rifle that has taken the Crucible by storm. Some have even said it rivals Vigilance Wing, so stay tuned for a comparison video coming soon. In certain scenarios, Cold Denial can actually 2-burst, so Vigilance Wing definitely has some viable competition. Cold Denial must first be obtained through ranking up your season pass to rank 45, then it can be farmed through the Umbral Decoder. Roles to look for on this one are going to be Zen Moment and Killing Wind, paired with Swashbuckler, Eye of the Storm, or Head Seeker. Next up on the list at number 4 is Ruinous Effigy. Probably one of the most unique and creative exotics to be brought out by Bungo in recent times. Ruinous Effigy is an exotic energy 1000 RPM trace rifle. This weapon is completely different to any other weapon in the game as of Season of Arrivals, in that its best perk isn't from firing the gun itself, but what happens to an enemy killed by it. It turns enemies into transmutation spheres, which can be picked up, swung at enemies, slammed on the ground for big damage, or by using a guard ability, absorbs enemies around you. Ruinous Effigy is obtained via an exotic questline that, in my opinion, wasn't too hard. Next up, at number 3, the slashiest of slashy boys. The reason why I called this season, Season of the Sword, Falling Guillotine. Falling Guillotine is a legendary sword reminiscent of Dark Drinker from D1. This sword is absolutely nuts for boss DPS and can be a great ad clearing tool as well. Its intrinsic trait and the reason why it is so valuable, Vortex Frame, launches a heavy spin attack that can partially bypass elemental shields in addition to doing crazy high damage. It must first be obtained from the season pass at rank 30, and then it can be farmed through the Umbral Decoder, just like Cold Denial. The role that you're gonna look for is actually the role that I have: Jagged Edge, Swordmaster's Guard, Relentless Strikes, and Whirlwind Blade. This is rotated with Xenophage for what I use in PvE activities in my heavy slot this season, and will definitely be a go-to going forward. Next up at number 2, Witherhorde. The easiest on this list to acquire, Witherhorde is an exotic breach-loaded grenade launcher that will blight enemies in the ground depending on where the projectile lands, doing continuous damage to enemies in the blight. Witherhorde is obtained in 2 places depending on whether or not you have paid for the season pass. It can be obtained at the very beginning or along the 3 levels. This is another go-to weapon of mine for PvE activities, as its passive damage allows me to switch weapons while it reloads, which, speaking of which, if you've completed the catalyst, it actually reloads for you while it's stowed and gives it a huge boost to handling, meaning you can quickly switch back to it to launch another projectile, effectively doubling your damage on whatever enemy you're fighting. Now, all of that said, we have reached number 1, which should come as no surprise to anyone who has played 5 minutes of Crucible this season. Yup, everybody's favorite. It's Edge Transit. No, it's Gnawing Hunger. As if it even needs an intro at this point, Gnawing Hunger is a legendary 600 RPM energy auto rifle. It is available from drops literally everywhere, but can be farmed from the Umbral Decoder. This gun is a beast, good in both PvE and PvP, and I'll have links to my favorite PvP role and PvE role down in the description. Gnawing Hunger sits up at number 1 because it is a phenomenal all-around auto perk pool, serves both PvE and PvE really well, and it's super easy to farm. If you don't have one come next season, sorry, but you're gonna have a bad time. Now, I'm not adding this to the list, but it is worth mentioning that a ton of exotic quests and exotic catalysts are going to be going into the DCV come November. But the list is so long I could literally make another video on it, but I'm not. So in the meantime, here is a list of exotics whose quests are going into the DCV come November. And here is a list of exotics whose catalysts literally will not be available after November 10th. If your favorite exotic or catalyst for your favorite exotic is on that list, do not sleep on it. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button, leave a comment down below with what you're excited for with Beyond Light coming out in November, or if I missed anything on the list. So until next time, I've been Teagues. You have been beautiful. Peace.